everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Inglés Online TVE, Inglés Online TVE. Here we are in class number 73. Number 73, everybody. And you can join us for all the fun, all the action here on on YouTube, excuse me. On YouTube, the channel today, of course, is Inglés Online TVE, Inglés Online TVE, and you can interact with us there. Desafortunadamente, right now I'm experiencing some problems accessing the chat. So what I'd like you to do is bear with me as I hopefully eventually get logged in. But I know you can see me and you can participate here. In a minute, when I get access to the chat, I will be able to answer your questions. But for now, remember, today's program, we are reviewing the contents that you can find on Televisión Española en La Dos, on Channel 2. And the program airs from 7:30 to 8 every morning, and then we review the content every day right here on Von Radio at 7 o'clock. So you can join us and watch the stream on YouTube as we are live on the radio, on in video form on YouTube, and lots going on. So you have no excuse not to master. You gotta dominar these contents. Anyway, let's begin. Today is class number 73, and we'll begin as always with our beginner content.
Nivel básico.
All right, everybody. The beginner content today, the sentence, whose clothes are those? Whose clothes are those? So clothes is plural, right? Whose clothes are those? And then the answer, they aren't ours. They're theirs. They aren't ours. They're theirs. Whose clothes are those? So with these books, for example, ¿de quién son esos libros? Whose books are those? Whose papers are those? Porque está lejos. O están lejos, right? They're far away. Whose chairs are those? And here we have some books that are in my hands, so I'll say, whose books are these? ¿De quién son esos o estos libros? Whose books are these? And in the plural, whose pen is this? Whose pen? Oh, it's my pen. But whose pens are those over there? Whose pens are those? They're Pedro's pens. Okay? So whose clothes are these? They aren't ours. They're theirs. Son de ellos. They aren't ours. They're theirs. Whose clothes are whose clothes are these? So notice this, that, these, and those only in the first question. In the answer, you see, the near or far doesn't matter. The near or far is only in the question. You have this, that, these, those. So you have two criteria. You have near and far, and singular and plural. So if it's near and singular, this. Whose pen is this? Or what is this? It's a pen. If it's singular and far, what is that? ¿Qué es eso? What is that? So this, that. But the answer is still it. We don't say that. We don't say, well, what is that? That's a pen. No, we say it's a pen. So we stop being concerned with our pronoun. We say it. We don't say in the answer. We don't say that's a pen. We say it's a pen because it's singular. And in the plural, what are these? Plural and near, these. What are these? And the answer, they are books. And if it's far away, plural and far, what are those? And the answer, they are books. So once again, we're not concerned with near and far in the answer, only with the initial question. So whose clothes are these? And the answer, they aren't ours. No son nuestros. They aren't ours. Son de ellos. They're theirs. Well, they aren't ours. They're theirs. So we can practice a little more with some pronouns. In fact, with some possessive pronouns, or pronouns in general, let's say, tengo el mío porque me pertenece a mí. I have mine because it belongs to me. In fact, we practiced with these structures yesterday. Tienes el tuyo porque te pertenece a ti. You have yours because it belongs to you. Ella tiene el suyo porque le pertenece a ella. She has hers because it belongs to her. Right? She has hers because it belongs to her. Tenemos el nuestro porque nos pertenece. We have ours because porque nos pertenece, because it belongs to us. Okay? Or more practice. We saw those yesterday, but we can do a few more in a different style. Ella me los dio porque eran míos. Here's a good one. Ella me los dio. She gave them to me porque eran míos, claro. Because they were mine. Porque eran míos. Él te los dio porque eran tuyos. He gave them to you because they were yours. Se los di a él porque eran suyos. I gave them to him because they were his. Because they were his. I gave them to him because they were his. Okay, so getting back to our sentence, whose clothes are those? Be careful. Remember, we don't say whose are those clothes. I explained this yesterday. Hopefully you were able to pay attention. Whose is always followed by the direct object. Whose pen? Whose phone? Whose phone is this? It's mine. No, say they, whose is this phone? I've heard that mistake hundreds and hundreds of times. Whose phone is this? It's mine. Whose phone is that? It's Nacho's. Whose show is this? It's yours. It's mine. It's ours. Whose show? And even in the indirect, the boss wants to know. El jefe quiere saber. The boss wants to know whose book this is. So the order changes in the indirect question, but we don't have. But the whose followed by the object, that's always the same. Always. Okay? So whose clothes are these? They aren't ours. They're theirs. And we have, from a pronunciation perspective, we can practice the TH. Whose clothes are these? These. I don't want to hear anybody say D's. No, these. Hay que sacar la lengua. These. This. That. And this is with the video. So pay attention. Watch with the video. Go to YouTube and you can follow me on YouTube here. Inglés Online TVE. Class number 73. These. If you pronounce this word properly, if you stand in the mirror, you should be able to see your tongue in the mirror when you say it slowly. You say the word these. This, that, these, those, other. Then their mother asked them, for example. So if you can't see your tongue in the mirror, then you're saying it wrong, right? You're going to say these or this, that, these. So be sure to, hay que sacar la lengua. This, that, these, those, other. They. Now, they aren't ours. They aren't ours. They're theirs. Son de ellos. They aren't ours. They're theirs. Right? They aren't ours. They're theirs. So the tongue is out. They're theirs. We also have two types of TH sound. We have the voiced one, this, that, the. So we have the activation in the vocal cord. And then we have the soft TH, like Thursday. He thought of 3 things. 33. Thank you. Thank you. 33 and a third. He thought of 3 things, right? But the tongue is in the same place. The tongue is always in the same place with the TH. The only difference is with the voiced sound, you have activation in your vocal cord. But either way, your vocal cords. But anyway, or either way, you should always stick your tongue out. Hay que sacar la lengua, right? So please don't say these, this, that, these. No, this, that, these. Very good. Now, finally, folks, thank you to the fine work behind the scenes by Nacho. We're live. We're online, and I can get your comments. Oscar says, hello, Mr. Miller. Augustine says, hello, Kyle. Valentin, hello. We have lots of people writing in from Mexico, from South America, from all around the world today. Valentino, hello. Belen, hello, Belen. How are you? Dudonel, welcome. Hello, everybody. Maria Pilar, hello, Kyle, and hello, everybody. Nacho's with it today. Valentino says, Nacho is on the board today. I can't make him out. So to make out is to like be able to clearly, como distinguir, or be able to see him. But there he is. Nacho, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. The one and only. El mismísimo, as we say. Belen says, whose glasses are those? They aren't mine. They aren't mine. They're Kyle's. Oh, it's true. No, those glasses. Nice one. Now, Belen, Augustine. Haha, cool. Good evening, guys, says Yolanda. Valentino's back with a question. She says, some people tend to spit when trying to pronounce the TH sound. I think that's a good excuse. Yeah. The voiced and unvoiced TH sounds. There you go, everybody. Greetings from Córdoba, Andalucía. Hace calor, no? And today it was warm. It's warm in Madrid today, isn't it? I came just like this. I didn't wear a jacket today because it's warm enough outside. I can't imagine how warm it is in Córdoba. Is it hot in Córdoba? Marcel man, how's the weather in Córdoba? And Chema says, hello, Nacho. Put on some funny sounds. That's up to him. We'll leave it up to Nacho. But hey, why don't we move on with today's intermediate content?
Nivel intermedio.
All right. Yes, Dudonel says, Nacho Man, Nacho Macho Man, the best. There you go. Intermediate, everybody. Why aren't they familiar with the company policy? Yes. To be familiar with. I am familiar with many Spanish cities, but I'm not familiar with all of them. I'm not familiar with that word. It has nothing to do with my family. Coche familiar. We don't say, estamos buscando un coche familiar, a familiar car. No, we say a family car. But familiar means, you have experience with something. You know about it. So don't confuse family and familiar. Why aren't they familiar with the company policy, la política de la empresa? I don't know. Why aren't they familiar with company policy? I'm familiar with company policy on a lot of things. I'm not familiar with all company policy or all company policies. Why aren't they? Why aren't they? So negative questions. Hey, we could practice some negative. I hate being negative, but let's practice a few negative questions. So if I say, for example, you weren't informed of the problem. Pregúntame por qué. Ask me why. You weren't informed of the problem. Kyle, why wasn't I informed of the problem? Okay, number 2, you weren't invited to the party. Why wasn't I invited to the party? You weren't included on the list. Ask me why. Why wasn't I included on the list? It's not green. Why isn't it green? He's not here yet. Why isn't he here yet? He's not the only one. Why isn't he the only one? You weren't hired for the job. Why wasn't I hired for the job? She's not going to come to the party. Why isn't she going to come to the parties? This is the way the negative questions work. Why aren't they? So they aren't familiar with the company policy. Why? Why aren't they? Cuidado, no se dice why they aren't. That would be the indirect form. Why aren't they familiar with the company policy? Kyle wants to know why they aren't familiar with the company policy. La política de la empresa. The company policy. Policy. Okay. Yes, Webster says, why wasn't I included on the list? That's right, working along with that exercise. All right, out loud, en voz alta. You're not negative, you're realistic, Kyle, says Valentino. Well, good one, Webster. But yeah, anyway. All right, everybody, lots of life in our chat today. And if you're at home and you're saying, what's he saying? Pero qué dice? ¿Qué es eso del chat? Well, you have to go to youtube.com and you go in and you follow Inglés Online TVE, Inglés Online TVE. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, friends. Hit that subscribe button and you can join in. And you can ask questions. Si tienes preguntas, ask me any questions you might have. And I will do my best to answer them. But our intermediate sentence today from the course in Televisión Española, en la dos, why aren't they familiar with the company policy? To be familiar with something. Why aren't they familiar with the company policy? Okay, number 3. Let's move on, everybody. Let's go ahead with today's advanced content.
Nivel avanzado.
Almost long enough to have a sip of coffee. Almost. Casi. They checked in yesterday for one night, but they still haven't checked out. Now, a lot of people, when we practice still, yet, already, anymore, remember, yet is used in questions and negatives. Now, to check in, you go to the desk, you arrive, and you facturar, right? You check in. You say, I'm here. Aquí estoy. Here I am. I'm here. And you check in. You officially document your arrival. To check in, and the opposite is to check out of the hotel. You leave your key, you pay your bill if necessary, and you leave, right? To check out. To check out. They checked in yesterday for one night. So theoretically, they were only going to stay one night. They checked in for one night, but they still haven't checked out. They still haven't checked out. They checked in, but they still haven't checked out. So to check in at the hotel, they arrived at the desk, they checked in, they were supposed to stay one night, but that was yesterday, they still haven't checked out, so they're still at the hotel, right? But a lot of people are probably wondering why we use the word still. Pero todavía no han marchado. They haven't left yet. They haven't checked out yet. Right? So, sure, yet is used in questions and negatives. It would be perfectly fine to say they haven't checked out yet. Absolutely. But they still haven't. It's very similar, but it's just implying that there's an abnormally long duration. This is a fine detail. They still haven't checked out. They haven't checked out yet. True. They still haven't checked it. He's still doing it. He still hasn't. Even the negative, he still hasn't left. He still hasn't stopped. He's been trying to last. Imagine you try to go 2 days without eating. It's been a day and a half and he still hasn't eaten. Now, he hasn't eaten yet, true, but still hasn't. It's a bit stronger, emphasizing that this duration is abnormally long. Normally we use still, simply implying that the action continues to be valid. I arrived here at 6 o'clock. I'm still sitting here. I'm still here. Sigo aquí. I'm still here. I'm still sitting in the chair. I haven't left yet. I'm still talking. The show is still going on. We haven't finished the show yet. I haven't stopped talking yet. I'm still talking. I'm not starting the show anymore, but I haven't finished the show yet. I'm not starting the show anymore, but I haven't finished the show yet. I'm still hosting the show. I'm still talking. We're not doing the beginner content anymore. We have already started. Ya hemos empezado. We've already started the advanced content. We haven't finished the advanced content yet. We're not doing the beginner content anymore. Antes sí, pero ya no. Not anymore. We're not doing it. So anymore is used to imply a negative. Not anymore. Antes sí, pero ya no. It was, I don't live in Canada anymore. I don't ride my bicycle to school anymore. I don't go to school anymore. I don't live in Canada anymore. I don't live with my parents anymore. I moved to Spain years ago and I'm still here. Sigo aquí. I'm still in Spain. I haven't left Spain yet. I haven't returned to Canada yet. I have already come to Spain and I haven't left Spain yet. All right? So yet is used in questions and negatives. Still means it continues to be valid. Like Belen says, and I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Classic song by U2, right? I still haven't. Now, he could say, and I haven't found what I'm looking for yet. Pero no suena igual. Suena mucho mejor así. Maybe Bono was thinking of that version. Which one's better? I haven't found what I'm looking for yet, or I still haven't found what I'm looking for. It's good he chose what he did, right? Suena mucho mejor, claro. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Great example. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Yeah, because he could say, I haven't found it yet. True. But yeah, it's much more common. It's less common, but it's more powerful. It's much more powerful to say, I still. So this means he's looking, he's searching, and he still hasn't found it. Now, Belen says, Kyle, don't leave us. Stay with us forever. Go to Canada on holidays. Okay, all right, I'll do that. That sounds like a deal. All right. Okay, we're almost out of time. Marcel Mann says, Kyle is still explaining the lesson. He hasn't finished it yet. True. I'm still explaining. I have already started the lesson, and I'm still explaining the lesson. I haven't finished the lesson yet. I'm not starting it anymore, but I'm still talking about it. Ooh, tricky. They checked in yesterday for one night, but they still haven't checked out. Ooh, good one. I like that sentence. They checked in yesterday. So they came to the hotel. They checked in. They entered. But they haven't, or they still haven't checked out. They still haven't checked out. They're still there. They haven't left. They haven't left yet. They still haven't checked out. Interesting sentence. All right. We're out of time, everybody. I want to thank everyone for participating, particularly in the chat today. Oh, Andreu says, hi, Kyle. Could you pronounce the word start and started? Because yesterday we had doubts pronouncing it correct. Start. Every day I start. Yesterday I started. Every day I start. Yesterday I started. And now I have to finish. All right. Thank you very much. We're out of time. Have a wonderful evening, everybody, and I'll be back tomorrow. Big thanks to Nacho Man today on the show. I'll be back tomorrow with more. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.